Finally, we get to differentiate midlife blues from midlife crisis. This video has been a long time coming because we've been looking for a way to just make that simple distinction between the two terms that actually are used interchangeably but are not exactly the same. Hello, welcome to our channel where we study, discuss, and add knowledge so that we may know more and be more. If this is your first time here, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate you and we ask that you stick around because you love it here. Finally, what is the difference between midlife blues and midlife crisis? So, I know I've been going on and on about it, and like I said, I experience blues, not crisis. Some other people experience crisis. But we'll make this distinction under 3 categories. Before that, just look at the words behind midlife. Crisis and blues. They are literally what they mean, just the way they sound. What is a crisis? What is blues? In a nutshell, a crisis is chaos, is disturbance, is disruption. In a nutshell, blues is soberness, is melancholy a little bit, some mild depression. That's what it is, crisis and blues. But let's look at the difference in midlife crisis and midlife blues under these 3 categories. 1, the emotion that one experiences that shows that they're experiencing a blues or a crisis. The main emotion that you find when someone is experiencing midlife blues is soberness, that is a form of sadness because they are in a reflective mode. The primary emotion you find with someone who is experiencing crisis is panic. Panic and sort of hastiness because they are in a recovery mode, feeling like time is gone. Oh, they need to just do stuff now to bridge the gap. Then, for the behavior, the primary behavior that one who is experiencing midlife blues exhibits is a behavior of withdrawal, where they just want to be by themselves because they're in that reflective mode. They just withdraw, like they are searching for answers within themselves. They reflect more. They just take the time to be by themselves to understand what is happening or which way to go. The primary behavior of the person experiencing midlife crisis can be seen as reckless or unrestrained because they tend to behave like they need to bridge a gap, meet up with something that they feel they lost, try to recover whatever it is. So that primary behavior is not really giving thought to some of the actions that they exhibit at that time, which the onlooker will be wondering and will look at them wondering, why is this person being reckless? Sometimes in decisions they make and the actions that follow those decisions. The third thing is the intensity, which I said we'll look at and also look at it in line with the duration. For the one experiencing midlife blues, it's usually a temporary state that they come out of quite fast because, they take some time out to just figure out what is going on with them. They're sober, they're reflective. And because of that, stepping aside from activity and being caught up in all the things that they thought gave their life a meaning, they are now really able to quickly see what matters or what they should be doing or not doing. So that intensity lasts for just a short period. Whereas the one who is experiencing midlife crisis stays there for quite a bit. Sometimes it just carries on. Some never recover really. Some recover after bouts of recklessness, really going extreme, that panic, like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do everything. In some cases, the panic also leads to some extreme behaviors, even aggression, because it feels like, where was I? Why does it feel like everything has passed me by? So just go into this plunge of, the word that keeps coming to my mind is recklessness. I can't seem to express it anyhow else. That's the word that just keeps coming back. Anytime I want to say something else, I find myself saying reckless, because that's actually the way it comes. That panic comes with recklessness, extreme recklessness, with decisions, with actions, with behavior. You see somebody who has a promising future suddenly just makes a serious detour, just alters the entire trajectory of their life on one senseless, flimsy decision. That's how bad it can be when someone is experiencing midlife crisis. They don't have the time to have that sober reflection. They just make some, back to reckless, some real reckless, extreme decisions. Sometimes just up and leave a relationship, maybe a marriage, just sell property, extreme reckless things. That's what midlife crisis is characterized by. And it tarries way longer. So it's that intense and the duration is longer. And I don't want this video to be long. I just said this is the month we're going to finally cap it. And so I decided that today we must talk about the differences. And like I said, the difference is right there in the words crisis and blues. And on these three levels, emotion, behavior, and intensity/duration. And midlife blues is sober. Midlife crisis gets into a panic. For behavior, midlife blues becomes withdrawn. Midlife crisis becomes reckless. For intensity and duration, midlife blues is shorter. The one experiencing that snaps out of it quite fast, quite easily. Whereas midlife crisis tarries way longer and causes quite a lot of havoc while at it. I hope this helped in some way. And honestly, there is a whole lot out there you can read about midlife blues and midlife crisis, but this is just to give you an idea of the difference between the two terms. Like I said, even though they're used interchangeably in conversations, they're not exactly the same. And these little bits of differences will will help you know that, to know whether you are experiencing blues or crisis, or someone you know is experiencing blues or crisis, and then you can take it from there to know what to do about it. I'm looking forward to seeing you again, same time next time. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and return again. We'll continue to have these conversations that we may know more and be more. Adios.